Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're listening to this. Welcome to the Trifectas Unleashed, presented by Real Take No Holds Barred Sports, a.k.a. another Deuces Wild production. Alex Washington, a.k.a. A-Wash, a.k.a. freezing my nuts off in the studios of the dirty-ass variety, sitting smack dab in Auburn, Maine. It's a balmy negative 28 right now. It sucks. Oh well. Daddy's playing a little hurt today. Daddy's come down with a little bit of a cold, but we muster through this. We play hurt. It's sports. We play hurt.
Some of us.
Some of us play hurt. Oh, well, you might as well introduce yourself, man. Adam Little from the Dirty South. What's up, buddy?
Well, what's up, man? As one of the GMs of Real Take No Holds Barred Sports, I'm currently listening to trade offers for a 42-year-old male that thinks he's an athlete. I don't want to have to put him on the IR, so I'm trying to move him before then.
Trying to get, like, any asset you can.
I'll take 2 double cheeseburgers and a large fry.
McDonald's sell Dr. Peppers, man?
No, they don't. But
oh, you poor bastard. Oh, well.
If anybody's interested, just hit us up.
Yeah, we got Facebook, Real Take No Holds Barred Sports, Twitter, at Real Take NHB. Email us, realtakenhbs@gmail.com. So, what's going on tonight, everybody? Kind of a quiet last couple days of sports. We had a little bit of trade talk going on when we ran the last podcast. Died down a little bit. You know, people shooting down rumors and everything, but it's more or less a smoke screen before stuff actually happens. But, you know, we'll come up with some stuff to talk about. We're going to face the nation tonight as we always do. Adam and I got a little bit of a new segment called Yes, No, Maybe So. We're going to go over just a few questions, or probably a little more than a few, but, you know, at the end of the question, no explanations, a simple yes, no, maybe so. It's that easy. So we'll go into that. We'll get into some more NBA stuff. The All-Star game was today. Kobe Bryant's last All-Star game. A lot of points scored this one. We'll get into trade rumors. The trade deadline, I believe, is, Wednesday or Thursday? Whatever the 18th is. I'm not going to look at my calendar. And it's going to be a big day, or a big week for Adam and I, and even Chris. Spring training this week. Spring training. So we're going to be thinking about summer here when everybody else is down in Florida. Actually, it's supposed to be up to 50 this week. Did you hear about that, Adam?
I did hear about that.
Thank God.
It goes from negative 30 to 50 in like 2 days. That's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a bipolar state. Should know that by now. Dirty
But
South.
spring training is the best time of year because the best sport is right around the corner.
Yep. It's too bad you don't have a truck day, man. Up here, we got truck day. That stuff's on NASN. We watch truck day. We watch them load equipment into a truck. No players, nobody involved. We just watch Red Sox equipment get loaded into a truck.
Oh, down south, they do the same thing, except they just load it all in lowriders. and box Chevys.
Oh, like 1987 Cutlass. Nice.
Yeah, with 7 TVs in the back.
And a dead battery.
26-inch rims.
Dead
Pulled
battery,
over on
no
the side of the
alternator.
road.
Needs dad to come tow him. Ugh. Whatever. So, happy Valentine's Day to all the couples out there. Had a little bit of a busy weekend myself. Me and the warden, Mama. Got to go out, get a little bit of a late lunch / dinner tonight. So That was all right. That was fun. We had fun. It was nice to get away for a little bit. Just got Mama some chocolates and flowers, and she gets my love, so that's lucky her. Lucky her. She must be
Papa
so
Bear.
happy. Papa Bear, that's right. So, what do you want to do, man? You want to face the nation? You want to talk about how your weekend? Do you spoil Rana? You spoil Rana this weekend like you should, having to deal with your ass.
I always do. I always spoil her. It's the only way I can keep her around.
Yeah, but she's got to deal with your ass, so you should be thanking her.
Exactly. That's why I have to spoil her.
We love you, Rana. Love you too, Michaela. Even though you're sleeping. So, let's face the nation, man. Let's face it.
Let's go for it.
Let's go. Let's get your new theme music, nation.
We are the nation of domination.
Time for the nation. Time to face the nation, Adam.
Let's roll.
So, we got a handful of questions here. I'm sure it'll take a little while, but that's why we like to face the nation, man. Get everybody involved. So,
That's right.
I actually got to go. I'm going to start with this one for you because this just ended. Did Russell Westbrook deserve the All-Star Game MVP?
Should have gone to Kobe.
Yeah. I know you predicted it.
I mean, it's just nobody plays defense. The game's a joke, and it's just about the fans. And it's Kobe's last one.
If anybody should have got it, I think Paul George should have got it. What did he score? 41 points?
He did. He almost broke the record. Came up 1 point short.
Yeah. So,
But it's hard to give it to a team that lost by 20, though.
yeah, I'll give you that. So you think I don't know. I can't really complain. I mean, Isaiah Thomas
I just
put up
don't-
like 7.
Russell Westbrook, so
I hate Russell Westbrook, man. That's why, like, when people ask me if I'd rather start my franchise with Russell Westbrook or Kevin Durant, to me it's a no-brainer. 10 times out of 10, I'm taking Durant, taking the Durantula.
I agree with you. It's not even close. I know Chris would say, give me Westbrook, but he's a fool and doesn't know anything.
Hideous outfits. Oh, terrible.
Well, Durant's not the best dresser.
Well, he's not Russell Westbrook, so that's a plus.
No, Russell Westbrook's in that Cam Newton style, like, just looks ridiculous.
I couldn't just, like, dress normal. Seriously. Like, just wear regular pants and shirts. And if you're going to wear those nerdy glasses, whatever, that's fine. I don't know.
What happened to the good old days when you got AI up there, needs the T-shirt with all the chains, the
Yep.
do-rags?
That's what I'm talking about. Iverson. I miss Iverson, man. He was good. No, he was great. Like,
How come he's never in the conversation when people talk about, like, if you do like a top 20 list of all, never even mentioned?
he's got to be one of the toughest, like, one of the toughest to ever play. He was 6 feet. He could dunk, but he could finish around the rim. He was just like, he was fearless. That guy could go off at any point. He
No,
was
I know
good.
you're going to give me shit about this because everything comes back to LeBron for me. But besides LeBron, he's the only player that I've ever seen single-handedly carry his team to the finals.
Yeah, well, come on, man. He had Matt Geiger. He's nasty. He had
Eric
Aaron
Snow.
McKee, Eric Snow, Tim Thomas when he was young. Nasty.
Like every person on the floor knew Iverson was going to shoot the ball, and they still couldn't stop him. He averaged like 30 points a game.
Yep. Dikembe Mutombo getting completely annihilated by Shaq. Ugh.
You know, everybody got annihilated by Shaq's big ass.
They have like, didn't they have like Derek Coleman too?
I believe so.
Ugh. What a terrible roster. Iverson,
Is that the worst team to ever make the finals?
Got to be damn near it. I mean, LeBron's team, like the first time he went to the finals, was pretty brutal.
I
Yeah.
don't think they were as bad as the Philly team though.
He had an older Eric Snow. Did he have Ricky Davis or did he get traded to the Celtics? I think he got traded to the Celtics that year. Ricky Davis.
What do you have? Mo Williams, I think.
No, he had. Didn't he have Booby?
Oh yeah, he had Booby, like a rookie Verjao.
Yep. That was a pretty bad team, man. Those might be equal. The kicker for me is Matt Geiger. It's a terrible team. Todd McCulloch. Ugh. He went to like 3 finals. 1 with Philly and like 2 with the Nets. Oh my God. Terrible. How'd we get into Iverson on that? I don't know. Sports. Scott always gives us good questions, man. Let's see. Scott wanted to know. Scott Corvo, 42, softball guy, Mr. Hits. He wants to know if a Celtics trade will disrupt the chemistry on this team. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be like a significant trade or any trade in general. So, for the sake of it, we'll call it a significant trade.
Well, a significant trade, I think, would disrupt the chemistry just because we'd be adding a superstar, so they need. But I mean, that's a chance you have to take because your current roster doesn't have enough to get over the hump.
Probably not.
So even if it's not a trade, if you get a big name free agent, it's going to disrupt a little bit of the chemistry of what they've built this year. But I mean, that's the chances you're going to have to take if you want to win a title.
Yeah. I mean, I think the days of single-handedly getting to a NBA Finals appearance are probably long gone. You look at the last, 15, 16 years of champions here in the league, and nothing short of 2 stars, at least 2 stars, but more than likely more, So I just don't. You'll never see that ever again.
I don't believe so. Like, barring injury, you could possibly see something like that. Like
what happened with Cleveland.
There's still half of a season to go. So just say Kyrie and Love get hurt again. The way your team's playing, you guys could probably knock them off in the playoffs.
Yeah, but then probably get housed by whoever's in the Western Conference. Even though we give everybody fits, there's never a silver lining to losing, ever. So, no matter where we go and we lose, we'll probably lose by 4 or 5. I just you can't accept that, even though as much as you'd want to.
What did Cam say? Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser.
I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna find that right now for you.
Unfortunately, if Cleveland doesn't make some kind of move, they're in the finals.
They're screwed.
I mean, unless I'm under the impression that come playoff time, they're going to be able to flip a switch and turn it on. But
who likes to lose?
Golden,
show me a good loser, and I'm gonna show you a loser.
Welcome, man.
Cam, you're a jackass. But just in my opinion, they have to somehow get some more shooters on the floor. I don't know how they can do it.
That's really all you guys need. You need one legitimate shooter. Even to come off the bench, what you brought up last show, Kyle Korver would be a perfect fit for you. Now, if that team blows up, there's no reason why you shouldn't go get Kyle Korver.
No, and if they're blowing it up, we could probably get him reasonably cheap.
Yep. Well, I don't think you have any first-round draft picks anymore. Jesus. I think we stole one from you.
No, the joke. If you're not in the top 5, it's a joke.
The NBA draft, the biggest joke.
This year, if you're not number 1, it's a joke.
Is the NBA draft the biggest joke?
One of the worst drafts ever.
Is it the biggest joke? Is the NBA the biggest joke for a draft?
The way that they set it up is a joke. The lottery is just ridiculous. Why they can't just do it like the NFL and give the worst team pick?
Here's the only reason that I think it's remotely justified why there is a lottery. is because it makes teams a little leery of tanking, even though like the Sixers are clearly tanking and they have been tanking for the last like 3 or 4 years. So it makes you have to at least think. It doesn't stop people from tanking, but it's no guarantee. In the NFL, if you tank, you suck, you're gonna get the first pick. So, and I think it's like that with every other sport.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. You it was either you or Chris a couple shows ago elaborated to like, could a college team beat a professional team?
Oh God, no.
And like Philadelphia is a prime example of that. They literally have drafted like the last 3 years the top 1, 2, or 3 college players coming in the draft, and Embiid, Nerlens Noel, Okafor, and they can't even compete on an NBA level.
No, they would smoke any team in college. They're professional basketball players.
Yeah, they would demolish them.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of tanking. Like the Celtics, like Danny Ainge was clearly trying to tank not too long ago, and it kind of bit him in the ass because it's turned into this team. You know what I mean? Like we got Brad Stevens, and we got this like disgusting group of role players, and it's turned into at this point a number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. So I don't know. I just don't like the whole tanking thing. I really don't. Like, especially from a fan's perspective. Like, I mean, I like to go to games, and looking at that product on the court, like especially in Philadelphia or any other team that sucks, like you gotta figure they're gonna be losing a lot of money, not just in like people going to the game, not just tickets. You gotta look at like concessions and all that, like merchandise. It's like from a fan's perspective that sucks. Like a typical fan's perspective that sucks.
Yeah, I mean they only put fans in the seats when great players from other teams are coming in town.
So it's like, oh sweet, LeBron's coming in, you know? So that's like the only way that they can do it. But if like the Sixers were playing, I don't know. I know the Magic are like an up and coming team, but if you're a typical sports fan, are you going to go to a Sixers Magic game? Probably not. Unless it's a cheap ticket and you're trying to find something to do.
Speaking of tickets, that's one thing that the sports that just irritates the hell out of me is the way that they raise the prices when it's like a good team coming.
Yeah, that's
like
bad. It should be like a flat rate.
Nuts.
It should be like a flat rate every game.
Just like I know, like Red Sox tickets for when the Yankees come to town are like average like $50 more a ticket.
Oh, that's bare minimum. Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like,
and they haven't been a rivalry in fucking years.
Yeah. Like Michaela and I went after we got married this summer. We went to a Sox and Indians game. They were just bleacher seats, but whatever, you know. We had fun. So, those bleacher seats were $27 a whack against the Indians. I guarantee, if that's a Yankees or any team that made the playoffs or the Blue Jays or anything like that, those bleacher seats are probably $70-$80. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's annoying.
I hate it when they do that.
Like, just give a flat rate. Like, if you want to sell bleacher tickets for $50, then just do it. Don't lower it to $20 and get someone to think that they can probably go to, like a Royals game. That'll go up to at least like 60. Defending champions. So ticket prices are ridiculous. Any sport's ridiculous. Like, prices are ridiculous, except for nosebleeds. Like, that's like to middle America. That's like the only thing that's affordable.
Yeah, well, it's really like a New England thing and a West Coast thing where they're really expensive.
Yeah,
because like just as a Braves fan, I've been to tons of games. You can sit right behind the Braves dugout for like $45.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Speaking of tickets, we're not going to announce anything right now, but make sure you guys are on the lookout on the page and definitely on this. So, We got some pretty cool things coming up within the next few months, if you will. So I'm just gonna leave it right there. I feel like that was set up pretty good, Adam.
Yes, sir.
Leave it right there. You guys like
Just
tickets? Pay
Alex.
attention. Pay attention if you like tickets. Not to the gun show, nothing like that. Some legitimate tickets. So, let's keep facing the nation, man. What do you got? You got anything?
I got a question for you.
What do you got?
Oh, Derek
Yep.
wants to know.
Will Hanley Ramirez lead the league in errors this year?
Hanley. One would think he'd probably lead the league in errors. But I'm going to tell you at least one half decent reason why he will not lead the American League in errors at first base. And it starts with this. He's born and bred an infielder. Now, I know that, playing shortstop is completely different from playing first base, but he also played third, so, it's, third and first are a lot of the same. Obviously, you're going to handle the ball a lot more at first than you do at third. But, infield hops, infield skips, line drives, and all that stuff, it's not anything he hasn't seen before. I give him way more of a chance to be successful at first base than I ever did in the outfield. So I know he's put in the work. He's losing some weight as he's supposed to. So right now it's pre-cancer Hanley, according to you. And I think his, success at first base will all be predicated on how he hits at the plate and if the team's playing well. Because, you're the one that pointed out to me last year that as soon as the Red Sox started to tank, well, I wouldn't call it tank, but hit the fan, you lost Hanley. And you lost him pretty early in the year. So I just think that he's going to be successful on both sides, first base, at the plate. The biggest thing that's concerning for me at him playing first is catching a ball from, Pablo or anybody on the left side of the infield. Anything that skips, that's the only thing that's going to be kind of worrisome for me. You may see him get better at it as the year goes. I don't think anybody expects him to, come in and be an all-world first baseman right away. I think that expectation is unrealistic. But for me, if he's able to play, 130 to 140 games at first, and play fairly free, like error-free baseball for the year, to me that's a successful. To me, 5 errors for him at first would be a successful year, and I think it's very possible that it could be less than that.
You are really high on him, I guess.
I just look at the infield thing, man. I know I sound crazy. I sound crazy. I get it. But him playing infield, that's got to make a difference in his transition to another position. You would just think that playing infield, regardless, first base is a little bit of a different beast. I've played all over the infield in my life. But from, a grounder perspective, a pop fly and all that, he's seen all that before. So that's why, to me, I think his transition to a different position is going to be better than it ever was to him in left field.
Well, to me, like I've told you before, Hanley has all the talent.
Yep.
He's a great player when he wants to be, and that's what it all comes down to for me. Does Hanley want to be there? Does he want to play first base? Does he want to show up? Or is he going to be the little crybaby that he was last year and quit on basically what he did?
Yeah, that's what's frustrating.
You have a team full of young guys. I mean, you got Poppy and Petey there as leaders, but Hanley could have been a leader on that team.
I agree. I don't disagree with that, but he wasn't for whatever reason. He was 22-year-old Hanley Ramirez. That's frustrating.
Yeah. So it's like, what Hanley's going to show up to me? If he wants to succeed and have a good season, he will, because he's besides Mookie and Xander, he's probably the most talented player on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, he hits. He used to be able to field. He's got a good arm. When he hits for average and power.
He's got to stop looking at the monster. Like, yeah, if you're gonna look at the monster, pepper the wall off the ball. But his strength is middle right. You know, he's got gap power.
Certificate. He needs to look at the birth certificate, and where it says right under where it says first name, his says Hanley, not Manny.
Yeah, I think he got a little Manny syndrome. But even then, Manny, like, granted, he could hit a home run probably at any point whenever he wanted to, but that didn't make Manny a great player. What made Manny a great player, a great hitter, was that he looked to drive the ball to center field, right field, and if he needed to pull it, he would pull it. But his plate approach is nothing I've ever seen from anybody else before. Maybe Pujols, but Manny's power was center right, gap power. That's what Hanley has, but I think he got a little bit of the green monster syndrome, as you referred to, when you and I really first talking,
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Manny is, like, even though he gave you 20% effort defensively, he gave 120% effort offensive.
Yeah.
In the cage all the time, working on the swing.
I agree with that.
So just to cap off my take on it, is it all depends on go up.
Yeah. I think they come out of the gates hot. You're going to see positive Hanley, playing really well Hanley, both sides of the ball. But we'll see. There's going to be dog days of summer, as they call it. Sox are going to go through, 3, 4, 5 game skids. And Hanley's going to have to be a leader. He's going to have to kind of lead by example. And he obviously hasn't shown an ability to do that, unfortunately. But, if he lets his, play on the field, do the talking, as long as he's successful, there's no reason why he can't have a good year, whether the Sox suck or not. But, they didn't spend $217 million on Price and $22 million on Hanley, a year, and $19 million on Fat Panda to barely make the playoffs. Paying these people to go to the World Series, so we'll see.
Yep. I got another question for you.
What you got, bub?
And I kind of like this question. It's from Elijah.
Yep.
Because part of this question is what I tell you all the time, why I'm such a Boston sports hater.
Oh, Jesus.
It's because of the younger, I call it the younger generation of fans, people around your age, a little younger than you. He starts the question off with a statement that he's never really experienced the Patriots losing or having to rebuild because he's always had Brady and Belichick.
Yep.
Now that Brady's getting closer to retirement, he wants to know if you think the dynasty era will end, or will the Patriots way / next man up mentality take into effect?
That's a really good question, man. I kind of look at it like this. Like, if Brady goes and Belichick goes, I think Robert Kraft is going to do everything in his power to keep it as the next man up, if you will. I don't know, or actually, I highly doubt that's possible. But this isn't something that they can avoid, Eventually, Brady's going to retire. Eventually, Belichick is going to retire. I think they have the next quarterback of the future in Jimmy Garoppolo. But if Brady continues to play how he does for the next 3 or 4 years, Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to want to sit here and hold a clipboard and hope that Brady gets hurt or hope that Brady retires. So I think within the next, couple drafts, I think they're going to end up eventually drafting a quarterback just as high as Garoppolo, if not higher. Again, this is not something to avoid, and you can't avoid it. We talk about it all the time. Father Time is undefeated. So they have... Yeah, go ahead.
And I wake up every morning praying to the football gods that Tom Brady just decides I'm going to quit today and retire.
You're such
because
an
I'm
asshole.
sick of looking at him.
You are an asshole.
And you know me, I cannot wait for the day. I've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I cannot wait for the day that Brady and Belichick are gone so you young Patriot fans can experience a losing season, a rebuild of your franchise. Maybe it will knock you guys down a couple of pegs.
Well, it depends. Again, it depends on who's there after the guys go. Is it going to be one of the disciples from Belichick? You know, are they going to still implement the same offense and the same defense and all that? If they keep that young core defense together, they should be able to be successful for the next 10 years. But it's so hard. Like, it's even hard for me to even talk about discussing life after Brady. But again, it's something that they can't avoid. So I'm going to predict in the next probably 2 or 3 drafts, they'll end up getting a quarterback fairly high in the draft. This is just, it's something that's got to happen. And I don't know if Garoppolo is that guy like I referred to earlier. We've seen flashes of a good quarterback, even though it's only preseason. So it's kind of hard to tell because he's playing second stringers and all that. So regardless, I think they'll draft someone high again in the next 2 or 3 years. I think that the next coach of the Patriots will be like an in-house candidate, someone that, you know, Belichick is probably really, really close to. Who knows? McDaniel or like Patricia end up going somewhere else after this year and, you know, leave Brady and Belichick behind. Brady and Belichick retire, go off in the sunset. I could see one of those two guys coming back to the Patriots to coach. So, to me, it's going to be, you know, the coach is going to be someone that was in this, you know, in this house before. So, I think that's probably what you can expect after Brady and Belichick go off in the sunset. But to answer Elijah's question, I mean, to me, there's no next man up when it comes to Belichick and Brady. It's just going to have to be the next best thing.
And a part of the reason that you guys have been successful for so many years is Brady always takes less money to improve the team, even though he gets it on the back end and he gets it different ways.
Yeah, signing bonuses and stuff.
His salary cap hit is low, so they can build around him.
Yep.
Once Brady goes, it's going to be hard to convince these guys to take less money to stay.
Exactly.
I mean, that'll be interesting to see.
I'm just not looking forward to that day. I'm going to be so sad.
Yeah, your history books are going to have like BC, AD, and then AB for after Brady.
Whatever, man. I could be like the Falcons and the Giants right now.
Kiss my ass. We're going in the right direction, okay?
Kiss my rings. Kiss my rings.
Yeah.
So I got another one for you, buddy. Let's see. See if I can find one that's not New England related for you. All right.
You don't want me to shit on any more of your New England teams because I can go all night.
I know you'll go all night with that, son bitch.
It makes me feel better because my teams suck, okay?
Hey, you got a #1 farm system right now.
That's right. But I'm not a flip-flopper like Chris.
Flip-flop. I gotta find a flip-flop like Tone. Madison Bumgarner. Opening day start. Is that the right move? And your boy Damien wants to know. Madison Bumgarner, after spending all the money on Zamarja and spending all the money on Cueto, is Bumgarner the correct guy to start opening day for the Giants, even coming off a down year?
I think so. He's the leader of the pitching staff. He's, to me, dominant of the three. They went out and they got a couple of big names, but I mean, Bumgarner's been there. He almost single-handedly won them a championship. I mean, that was one of the most dominant postseason runs I've ever seen.
I think that was his arrival. I mean, he's been in the league for a little bit. He's still fairly young, but that was his coming out party. That was, again, like just what you said, that was one of the most ridiculous postseason runs for a pitcher that I've ever seen in my life.
And he had a little bit of a down year last year, but the whole team had a down year. Offensively, they weren't very good. And, I mean, they're going to be a pretty good team this year. I think that's a pretty good pitcher's ball.
I think.
So, I mean, I just don't – I wouldn't throw Cueto out there. I mean, kind of like what you and Chris allude to with you guys getting Price and moving everybody down in the rotation. If you put Cueto second and have Samardzija as the third, I mean – Samardzija could have a big season matched up against other 3s and 4s.
Well, I mean, outside of Coors Field, I mean, just that whole division, it's all pitchers' parks. So I expect every one of those guys to have actually a pretty good year. To me, that's one of the most underrated rotations in all of baseball, even though it's a pretty expensive one. And you got Matt Cain coming back and everything. A lot of people forget about him, but that is a solid. I don't know who their 5 is. Is it that was it Henson kid or whatever? 1 through 4. Can you think of a better 1 through 4? You got Bumgarner, Samardzija, Cueto, Matt Cain. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, and I mean, I think maybe the postseason run put him on a different pedestal where we're expecting so much. Like me and you both were down season, and he was 8-9 with a 2.9 ERA.
Yeah. Well,
and
it just seems down here.
Just like we thought it was a bad season.
They still need offense.
They get anything.
I mean, I know Hunter Pence was gone for a lot of the year, but they still need an offense. I think they're going to make the playoffs, honestly. I don't think... I know that the Dodgers did some things with their rotation after they lost Greinke, but losing Greinke's a big deal, dude. Like, what they get? Kazmir, solid pickup. I wish the Sox would have gotten him, especially for the price. What do you get, like 3 years, $48 million? That's a steal, considering how well he's pitched for the last 3 years. And they got an unknown commodity from Japan, that Kenta Maeda kid. They re-signed Brett Anderson. Didn't they get someone else?
I don't remember, but they're going to be good. And everybody right now is so high on Arizona because of the couple of moves that they made. But I honestly don't see why San Francisco should not win this division.
I think they can. I think Arizona is going to be a lot better. I think Greinke makes a difference in that rotation, that a young rotation. You know, pushes everybody down, as you said, and it just makes everybody a little more comfortable. I know they play in a hitter's ballpark as well, but not as much as Coors. But
and they got my old boy Shelby Miller, even though we absolutely took them to the woodshed on that deal.
Yeah, that's the kind of deal that you trade for, like, Clayton Kershaw or a Bumgarner, you know, that kind of deal. And they got, and not to take anything away from Shelby Miller, I think he's a really good pitcher, but that should have got you like Shelby Miller and probably like 2 or 3 other really good starters, you know.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
No, it certainly retooled your farm system. So
enough to jump up to the #1 spot.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, we've already made it 40 minutes through this show, just facing the nation.
Yeah, you want yes, no, maybe?
Yes,
so?
I want to play yes, no, maybe so. So again, thank you to the nation for all your questions. Again, guys, always come through when we need you to. So, again, facing the nation every show. You guys are the shit, and I'll go to war with all you son of bitches. So, we'll call it a wrap on that for now. What's up?
Hopefully soon we can get some T-shirts and stuff for the nation.
Oh, that's definitely in the works. I was talking to Scotty about that the other day. Flex Fit hats with our logo on it. Some white T-shirts with a logo on it. Some black T-shirts with a logo on it. Those will be out a lot sooner than later. So we're super excited about that. We'll definitely let you know when those are going to be out. So
you guys could have them now, but we'll just go with hashtag blame Chris on that.
Hashtag blame Chris for the apparel for now.
Speaking of Chris, some haterade for Chris.
Oh, that one was crisp. That was crisp. So
Yes, sir.
we'll call that a wrap for this Face the Nation. We'll do our new little segment here. I can't wait till we do Just Don't, by the way. But
Me too.
I can't wait. Chris and Jewel just don't. Just don't. So we're gonna play Yes, No, Maybe So. This will be something that we do, maybe not weekly, but maybe every other week, just to have a little bit of fun. Essentially, we're gonna say a topic that's gonna have a yes, no, or maybe so answer, and just move right on to the next one. No explanations needed, or anything like that. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments on any of our answers, obviously, as soon as we post the podcast, leave them right at the bottom, and always hit that like and share button. Just share with the world. Get this whole thing noticed. So, but let's go ahead, man. Let's get right to it. Let me get some tunes going. Stuffy knows you suck big balls.
Just don't play anything from the Jewel Festival that Chris is attending right now.
Oh man, I wish I could. He
We
loves
call it,
Jewel.
it's like the hippie ladies festival that he's at. They got Jewel, Alanis Morissette, Lisa Loeb,
Oh wow.
the one chick with the hairy armpits. I don't really remember her name.
That girl that is saying I'm a bitch or whatever.
Something like
Yeah. And he likes Cyndi Lauper. Chris just wants to have fun. All right. So let's play, man. I got 10 yes, no, maybe so. I know you got a couple handful there. But we'll just blast through these, man. We're like I said, we're already almost kind of done the show before we get to our real take. So, I'm gonna start with a Red Sox one. I got some Red Sox stuff. I got some Cavs stuff, Celtics stuff, and some NFL stuff. So, yes, no, maybe so, Mr. Little. Does Ortiz go out in a big way, considering this is retirement year?
maybe so.
Maybe so. All right. You got one for me? We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
Do the Mets have more than one 20-game winner?
Ooh. That's a really good one. No.
Okay.
That was a really good one. I had to really think about that one. That rotation is nasty, though.
Yes, it is.
You're gonna love this one. Is Hanley's first base impression good enough? Going to be good enough?
No.
You're an asshole.
All
you
right,
got?
you're up.
What do you got?
Does the NFL need expansion?
Ooh, no. No, they don't. Damn, you got some good questions, man. I'll give you one. Do the Cavaliers get Carmelo Anthony?
No.
Thought so. I thought so. That'd be crazy, though, dude. That'd be crazy.
I'm gonna go back to baseball real quick.
I love me some baseball. Spring training this week, baby. Opening day of spring training this week. Ugh.
Right, you ready?
Yeah, I just got pumped. Sorry.
Does Bryce Harper match his MVP numbers?
Wow. No. Close, but no. Did you see the report that he is potentially going to be a $400 million player?
Yeah, I saw that. That's just crazy talk.
That is one of the stupidest things.
There's no way that he's gonna get paid $4 million.
Even like, I don't know, dude. I look at Miguel Cabrera and Stanton, and if Harper gets that, I know Harper is good. I know Harper is young, but if
He's not even the best player in baseball. Like, to me, I think Mike Trout's the best player.
right, but like my thing is if these players are gonna get stupid salaries like that, they should be able to like run a nation and like feed the needy and like I don't know, just offer more to society outside of sports. But you know damn well it doesn't happen. Like, can you sit there and really justify a $400 million, a $300 million, a $200 million contract for a player in any sport? Excuse me.
I can't because I don't write them checks. But
No, but like you got to give the player money so that you can generate more money through merchandise, people showing up to the games, concessions, and all that stuff. So I get why contracts can be that high, but why? Why are they so high? It's ridiculous. Let's get back to the damn game. I'm going to end up going off. Whose turn is it? Mine to ask you?
Your turn.
Okay. So, I'm going to go into the NFL. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Does Marshawn Lynch stay retired?
yes,
Nice. I don't think he does, but I know he threw the cleats
All
up
right.
in the power lines, but
all right. One for you.
we got
When Paul Pierce decides to retire, will he sign a one-day contract with the Celtics so he can retire a Boston Celtic?
yes. And I will cry like a bitch.
Oh man.
I think he might actually
I
end
can
it
feel
up
you
here.
on that, man. Chipper hurt me pretty bad.
Doesn't that suck, man? Getting old sucks. Getting old sucks bad. Let's see what else I got here. I got a Patriots one. Do the Patriots upgrade offensive weapons?
Oh, this is hard to do without an explanation. I'm going to say no.
All right. You know what? Give me a tiny explanation. Make it like less than 2 minutes.
Oh, I just don't think that they need the weapons. I think they're going to upgrade offensive line.
That was going
I
to be my
wouldn't
next
really
question.
consider the offensive line.
That was going to be my next question for you. So,
Will there be a major trade in the NBA?
ooh, for any team,
Any team.
yes.
Hopefully it's my team. The Cleveland LeBrons.
I got a Celtics one for you. Do the Celtics make a significant trade?
No.
I've changed my tune. I've been so back and forth with that. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't.
Now this question, I don't know if I can do it with a one word answer, but I'm gonna go for it to you anyway.
Yep.
Should players go on strike to receive fully guaranteed contracts?
To get fully guaranteed contracts?
Yep.
Ooh, no. That's tough to do without an explanation. No.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
You look
You
at
gotta-
the NBA,
you gotta earn it,
you
man.
Look at MLB, and they're all guaranteed and most violent sport out there, and
Yeah.
they're the only ones that don't get guaranteed money.
yeah. That's crazy if you think about that. Like, I mean, signing bonus, like that's what the NFL players are always looking for. That next contract. I want that signing bonus. I don't give a shit about my base salary. I don't care that my base salary's $930,000 or $1 million. You make sure you give me that 42 mil up front, and I'll come play with you for like 2 years. It's a good question. I'll ask you one more. I'm gonna ask you one more.
All
We'll
right,
get
then I'll
into-
have one more for you.
All right, then we'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll get into our real takes, and we'll call it a night. This show's flying by, man. Time flies when you're having
Yeah.
fun, sir.
That's what happens when you. That's what happens at the South.
When you what?
when you're messing with the king of the South. Kiss my ass, T.I. Get out of the way.
We just make beans up here, man. We bake beans.
That's right, you Boston bean eaters.
Let's see. Are Xander Bogaerts and Mookie Betts legitimately all-stars? Are they legit all-stars?
Yes.
You should become
That
a
one
Boston
hurt.
fan, man.
That one hurt, but
You should
that
become a
one hurt.
Boston fan. We'll take you. We'll take you, buddy.
no,
Come on.
no.
Just let that hatred out. I'll bring you to church. I don't even go to church.
I'll burn up when I walk in the door.
I probably will too, unfortunately. You know why Dwight
right, let's
Howard
cap
sucks
this
now?
out. Do what?
Do you know why Dwight Howard sucks now? I'll give you
Why is
one
that?
answer. I'll give you one answer.
Go ahead.
My wife likes him.
Everybody that she likes.
Yep. She
Go ahead,
calls him-
rattle off some of the names.
She calls him the mutant. Dwight Howard sucks. Derrick Rose
Just
tore
sucks. And injuries.
Derrick Rose tore his knees, now sucks. Rondo tore his knee, sucked, got traded. Aaron Hernandez, we all know how that ended. That's just to name a few, man. That's 5 people.
The Madden
She doesn't even
cover
really
search.
She doesn't even really pay attention to sports, and that's what happens. She starts liking these people, and they. I'm not gonna go as far as the Kardashian thing, because that's just too much.
I don't know.
Oh, Stephen
I don't know.
Ridley tore his
Well-
knee, got released.
All right. If you're a professional athlete in the NFL, would you rather be on the Madden cover or Michaela be a fan of yours? Because right now I'm taking the Madden cover.
Just to be safe.
Just
My
for a
wife's gonna
chance.
think. My wife is gonna think this is a shots fired segment at her. She knows I love her. This is just. It's crazy. It's crazy. These people, that she likes. She doesn't mind Blake Griffin. Look what happened with that. Beat the shit out of somebody on the the training staff. Broke his hand?
Yeah.
Oh, Michaela Rachel. What are you doing?
Michaela, do not ever watch a Falcons game, a Braves game, or watch LeBron James.
Ugh. Oh man. Poor girl. Like who you want,
All right.
babe. Like who you want. All right. Just don't like Tom. She doesn't like Tom Brady, thank God. She does not like Tom. So,
All right. So I got one more question for
what do
you.
you got, buddy?
Now that we're moving into the future of sports and money is just like we just talked about, ridiculous.
Yep.
Ever come a time where Fenway Park is torn down and a new stadium is built?
Yes. Yes. That was painful. That was really painful. Yes. I'm going to give an explanation. I got to give an explanation. For one, they almost did tear it down and almost built a new stadium. But they started to renovate this one and turn it into the beast that it is now. But eventually there's going to come a time where that place can't stand up anymore. So I'm not saying the place is dumpy. The place is beautiful. I can't wait till you can go there, dude, and just see it. But eventually that place is going to have to go down. Yankee Stadium had to go down at some point, and it did. And all they did was just make a new one. And I think that's what
do you think that it's going to do you think that they're going to tear it down just based on the fact that they only get like 32,000 in there and they realistically could sell out 50 to 60 every day?
I wouldn't be surprised if they turn that into like a damn museum. But yeah, they'll probably tear it down. They'll end up tearing it down probably. I mean, if they could tear down Yankee Stadium, all those rings there, they could tear down Fenway Park. That's sad. That's really sad. So,
Okay, which one goes first, Wrigley or Fenway?
ooh, Wrigley. Wrigley's beautiful. I wish I could go there.
I know that they're having a problem with some of those roof seats and stuff like that.
Why?
Even though I don't know, people just get irritated, I guess. But they played like the first month of the season with no right field there this past season.
They did?
Yeah, there was like no. They were doing construction. In like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
no,
That's
no
right.
stands or
Yeah.
anything out there.
Yep, that's right. I remember that. It's because Chris Bryant hit a ball to right field.
Well, Schwarber hit one up on top of the thing that's still sitting there.
Chris Bryant will probably win NL MVP this year. If he plays...
Jay Haig.
Well, J.A. Kidd was my original first pick. But J.A. Kidd is going to be successful because Chris Bryant's going to be successful. Flat out.
That team is.
That team's loaded.
When we do our actual baseball edition of the Trifectas Unleashed and we get into our predictions, I think Chicago will be making a deep run in my playoff scenario.
Yeah, I hear you there, buddy. I hear you there. Man, they look good. We're going to do a baseball show within the next what? You want to do it this week or next week?
We can do it this week. If you mean
Thank
spring
God.
training coming up,
Yeah. Oh, so pumped.
catch the fever.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the old slogan?
Yes. It was something like that.
Chicks dig the long ball, and then they started testing, and now there are no long balls.
Oh, speaking of testing, how about the closer for the or a reliever for the Mets? Mayha, or however the hell you say it. I meant to
He's
talk about
so
that on the last show. What an
He's an
idiot.
idiot.
I thought it was 3 times in 2 years. You did the research for me? 3 times in a calendar year? Are you
And
are you mentally stable? What is wrong with you?
he's an idiot. He came out and said that he didn't do it, but I mean he failed the test.
There's no way he's
But
getting
you know
out of
what?
it.
The thing that irritates me about it is this kind of like they say 3 failed tests and you're banned for life. He's eligible for reinstatement in a year.
Really?
Really?
Either way, at this point, he's banned for a year. No remorse from this guy. No remorse from this guy. Not one bit. But 3 times in a calendar year, you deserve to be banned. I don't care. That guy is a moron. What a moron.
He's an idiot. And another part of it that just I don't understand is it's not like he was on a shitty team. They were in the
No.
World Series.
They went to the World Series, and they had a chance to win it. And I believe he was like a pretty big contributor in the bullpen. What are you doing?
He's not from the United States. That's what the problem is.
He came off the boat.
They think to the homeland and do whatever they want to do.
Stupid. What an idiot. He's not like a big name guy, but he's someone that you would want in your bullpen. He's really solid. Got good stuff, but you sir, just don't. Just don't. Whatever you're doing,
don't.
just stop it. Regardless, if you're washing dishes right now, just don't. Because you'll probably fail that. Like, if you're taking a shower, just get out. Stop it. Just don't.
So we got him and we got Pete Rose reinstated first.
Who gets reinstated first?
Yeah.
Mayha. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame already.
Man.
Pete, listen, I'm a big proponent of Pete Rose being in the Hall of Fame. He should have been reinstated years ago.
He doesn't have to be reinstated to be in the Hall of Fame. There's no connection between MLB and the Hall of Fame.
Well, either way, he should be. He should have been in there a long time ago. The reason that he's not in the Hall of Fame is because Major League Baseball doesn't want him in it, regardless if there's no connection. So, like, to me, he should be in it. And the only reason that he didn't get reinstated by baseball in October where they denied him, is because he showed no change. He showed no remorse. No real remorse. He still gambles on sports, which, for one, is legal. 2, he has nothing to do with baseball right now, so he can gamble on whatever the hell he wants, living in Vegas. So, that was the reason that Rob Manfred was like, nah, I don't think this is going to work out this time, Playboy.
I thought for sure Bud Selig was going to do it right before he left.
I thought so too. But I was thinking that Manfred would, like, kind of push the fact that Selig kept him out for so long to the side and would give Pete a legitimate chance, which he kind of did. He had the talk with him. So, like, I get the logic and why they didn't reinstate him, but it's so long ago. It was so long ago. It's time to get over it.
Yeah, and I want to know why different media outlets hang on to information and only release it at opportune times.
I don't know,
like,
dude.
Right when Pete was having the meetings with Rob Manfred, and they came out with some journal of Pete's that had all kinds of gambling stuff on it.
Some bets. And
it's
all
like
that.
you've had that for years. You just holding on to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
What's going on with Peyton right now?
I can't really compare it to what happened to Jameis Winston.
But you can. I mean, it's comparable.
Every time something big was going to happen in Jameis's football, the story of rape popped up.
Right.
It was right before the national championship game. Rape story comes out.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Heisman Trophy, talking about the rape again.
Gets
NFL
drafted.
Draft.
Civil
Up comes
suit.
the rape again.
Civil suit. Yep. Stupid. People just looking for a buck. People just looking for a buck.
That chick was looking for a buck, and if I knew what her name was off the top of my head, I'd put her on blast because she came out and said that the guy was 5'10" to 6 feet tall and was like 200 to 210 pounds, and Jameis is nowhere near that.
6'5", like 250, 260.
Yeah. Not all black guys look the same.
Correct. I can say that. I'm half. So, I got kind of a not a proposal. It's more or less it's more like, what's the word I'm looking for here? I want Real Take Nation to give us some info on what you guys want to hear. I know Face the Nation is a big part of what you guys want to talk about. And no, we're not running out of ideas because we've already got a list of stuff that we're going to talk about this week. But we just didn't know if we were going to do baseball this week or next week. But with spring training opening up this week, it's a good time to do it. But anyways, we want to know what you guys want to talk about for a whole show. Give us your suggestions. Always blast off on the page. Some sports related comes up, blast off the page, direct message us, whatever it takes. But just give us some suggestions. What do you guys want in terms of sports? And also think about stuff that, like giveaways, because Adam and I and even to a certain extent Chris have come up with some super cool like giveaways and all that stuff, like trivia nights and all that stuff. We got live shows where we're going to do trivia things and chances to win stuff. So just give us a little bit of what you guys want out of, in terms of sports stuff to talk about. And with that, give us some more stuff that you want to, be involved with, like contests and all that kind of stuff. So unless Adam's got anything to add to that, man, you ready to close this out and go to our real takes?
I'm ready to go, man.
Let's do it. Let me get some tunes.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Mondays. Gonna have the case of the Mondays. I can already feel it. All right, man. So that was a really good show, man. Didn't take for us. Didn't take long at all for us to blast through an hour. So
not quicker than that.
Yeah. Let's get the hell on out of here, man. What's your real takes?
I got a couple here. Real take number one. Alex is very sold on Hanley Ramirez this year.
Yes, I am.
At first base.
Yes, I am.
And offensively.
Yes, I am.
Don't know where it comes from. But
La Dominicana.
He's feeling the Hanley bug, I guess.
Yeah. Come talk to me in like mid-May. My tune might change.
And real take number two is the NBA All-Star Game joke. There's no defense. They only play half of what would be like an NBA game. Like they only play offense, no defense. No, it's just a free for all. I guess it's supposed to be a pickup game because that's what it looks like. I mean, how do you almost score 200 points? That's just ridiculous.
Just an accident. Just an accident. So, you done your real takes, man? Those were pretty good.
I figured I was going to leave Chris alone tonight for the most part.
You're just going to leave it at hashtag blame Chris?
That's right. Hashtag blame Chris.
All right. Cougars out. So,
what are your real takes for tonight?
I'm going to tail off the Hanley thing, man. Hanley, I think, is going to have a big year. I think the chatter of him being a clubhouse cancer is going to finally get to him. I think he's going to mature, and I think he's going to have an MVP type of season if he stays healthy. I know you're almost falling out of your chair right now. I can hear you mildly having a stroke, but I see it. I see him being absolutely relevant on a playoff team for like the second time in his career. So that's real take one. You alive? Did you make it through that one?
I'm alive, but I like how you brought that up at the end, so I couldn't tear your ass up on that.
Whatever. My second real take.
I think he just killed Chris, though.
He hates Hanley. Bad. Maybe even worse than you. That's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
My second real take has to do with last night. The Saturday night All-Star festivities was some of the best that I have ever seen. The skills competition was absolutely fun. I don't know if you got to see any of it, but it was guards versus bigs, and a big won. That was so fun to watch. Karl Anthony Towns beat Isaiah Thomas in the finals. Then you had the three-point competition with some really big names in that. Klay Thompson winning it. That was fun. And the slam dunk contest, even though it started out so slow, I still watched it. I was like, come on, man. These guys are all no names. It's got to be something going on here. Come on, come on. And then it became the Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine show. All-Star break is back. I am a big fan of the NBA All-Star break, so screw you and your All-Star game bashing, some bitch.
It's a joke, man.
You're a joke.
The game, the All-Star game itself is a joke. The couple of days prior, when they do the 3-point shooting contest and the dunk contest and the skills competition, that's worth watching. That's worth having. But they need to do something with the All-Star game. They got to change it up.
Well,
like I threw out the other day to you, like they should make it a 2-on-2 tournament or a 3-on-3 tournament.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe have like a draft or something there. But what more could you want than the best players in the NBA on one floor playing?
I mean, if I would like to go see an All-Star game, it'd be pretty exciting. But it's all offense. Like they're not showcasing all of their skills.
I'll give you that.
Like the baseball game, the MLB All-Star game means something, so you get the best effort out of everybody. The Pro Bowl is flag football.
Yeah.
And now you get the NBA, which is it's just a shoot around.
That's what's going on in my head right now, listening to you.
Yeah, but like I watch the All-Star game, I want to see the best players on the floor, but I want to see 100% effort, and I want to see all of their skills. I want to see some of the best offensive players matched up against the best defensive players.
Yeah, but then aren't you going to be a little upset if LeBron rolls an ankle, sprains a knee, when he didn't have to go full bore?
Oh, injuries happen. You could pull a hamstring just running up the floor, or blow out a knee dunking the ball and landing wrong.
Like what I'm going to do to you, like soon. I'm going to dunk on you.
You don't have a chance. You and Chris, you guys are talking so much smack. I cannot wait to get you guys on the floor.
Listen, that's like the first time I've ever said anything to you about that. Chris, you take that up with Chris. Chris goes off at the mouth about every single sport that you and I have ever played in our lives, and he says that he's better at for whatever reason. I have no idea. but you bring that up with Chris. That's like the second time or first time I've ever said anything to you, some bitch. You better take that back.
All right, I'll take it back, but I'm not going to take it back with Chris because he does talk a lot of shit. He thinks he's going to beat me at everything. I'll go into his gym right now and whoop his ass on any of his little training program he's doing for his triathlon.
That was cool, protein shake.
That's the funniest commercial ever.
That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Let's get the hell out of here, man. Let's get out of here. Yeah, let's get out of here. So, again, you can find us on the Facebook page. You guys already know what that is. Real Take No Holds Barred Sports. Hit us up there. Leave questions, concerns, comments. Let us know how we're doing on the show. Let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know what was funny. Let us know your own opinions. You guys are really good about that, so we appreciate that. Find us on Twitter, Real Take NHB. Email us, realtakenhbs@gmail.com. Our podcasts are sitting pretty on iTunes, SoundCloud, and on YouTube, per usual. I'm always sure, and so is Adam, that we always post our YouTube and our SoundCloud to the Facebook page so you guys can listen to whatever's easiest for you guys. So, again, thank you for all the support. I tell you guys that every show, but again, and I will say it again, without you guys, Adam and I aren't currently talking about sports. We're just talking amongst each other. So, thank you guys for everything that you do for us.
Get on that page.
Do it.
Just kill him. Kill him.
All right, man. Great show. Good to have you on tonight, bud.
Had fun.
For sure. It's always fun, man. It's always fun, Mad Gavin, shooting shit with you, sports. So,
let's roll.
Let's roll. Let's get out of here. For Adam and myself from Dirty Ass Basement Studios in negative 28-degree weather. Hope everybody has a good week. Don't have a case of the Mondays like I know I'm going to. So, have a good night. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Deuces.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.